Hi everyone, my name's Bryce. I was assigned chapter 7 of Fatland, which is the last chapter of the book. It's called What Can Be Done, and the gist of the chapter is that we have the knowledge due to research to reduce obesity in America's schools. We just have to actually apply what we know works and stop repeating the same actions in schools that lead to no effective change. Simple and consistent changes are known to work the best, and I feel as if many programs that don't work send kids to the extreme because they want immediate results. And except we have to invest the time and resources to implement the change that we really want. The chapter starts off by describing a school district in San Antonio, Texas. The school district consists of 52 elementary schools, and a local health agency predicted that the school district would have 3,000 students diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in the upcoming years. They made their prediction by viewing the children's BMI scores and how those scores will probably change as they age, and they could do that with the help of past research. Many kids had BMIs over 27, and 30 is actually when someone is considered obese, so that's not good. The school district was informed of the findings, and they made the right decision by recognizing that they had a problem and not ignoring it. And they took action to make changes in the school environment and not by trying to change the kids. Most of the time, schools will create program committees, but nothing ever really comes from them. No real change. In this case, the researchers let the school know that they discovered that their cafeteria food was filled with excessive sugars and fats. And this isn't really a surprise to me, and probably not to any of you, as cafeteria food in schools isn't anything special. They found out that the cafeteria workers were having a hard time getting the students to eat fruits and vegetables. And I remember when I was in elementary school, and that was definitely a problem then. They would make us take these little fruit cup concoctions, which were just different canned fruits mixed together, and they would not look appetizing, and everyone would just throw them away. But anyway, so the cafeteria workers in the district of San Antonio were tutored in state-of-the-art food preparation, and their tutoring and preparation turned out to be successful as fat and sugar content in their lunches decreased significantly. And importantly, blood sugar levels decreased in the at-risk diabetics in the school. On top of the changes in food preparation, older students were also asked to monitor the younger kids' eating habits. And I thought this was a good idea, as the younger kids are probably more likely to listen to the older kids than they are to listen to the lunch ladies that just kind of seem annoying even though they have good intentions, or at least that's how it seemed at my school. And the school in San Antonio is an example of making changes in nutrition to help. However, we also know that exercise helps, and a pediatrician at the University at Buffalo created a program for obesity in schools that included nutritional aspects as well, but it is how he approaches exercise that is interesting. He places an emphasis on the importance of allowing kids to choose which physical activity they do in school. And I thought this was interesting because I know that in my gym classes growing up, many kids didn't like the activities that we had to do, and they dread it, and they just have an awful time altogether. But one of my gym coaches growing up let the class pick what we wanted to do each day, and there was a clear increase in the participation and how much those other kids were enjoying it when they got to pick. That pediatrician also thinks that reducing sedentary behavior is more important than increasing physical activity. And some people may not agree with this, but it makes sense with how involved kids are with technology now, whether it's video games or TV, and how much sitting around they do. And it seems more extreme to just try to totally replace one activity with another, and it seems kind of forced, and if kids are spending less time sitting in front of electronics, it would be logical to think that they'd spend more time being active and finding something else to do. And it's up to parents to enforce that because, of course, kids are going to do whatever they think's more fun, less energy consuming. But there are many other studies in this chapter with different successful treatment programs. But, and I know I've talked about these two for pretty much the whole video, but these are the ones I felt were most interesting to me, and they cover pretty much the main concepts of all the other treatment programs as well. When looking at how obesity affects the whole country, obesity costs the health system roughly $100 billion a year, and I find that ridiculous. And the government needs to make sure schools have the funding to put behavioral programs like the ones we talked about into schools across the country, because obesity in America is only going to get worse and it's only going to cost more. So why not support schools to get these programs going, and then that'll save them money in the long run, and it'll make the country healthier in general. Also, the end of the chapter briefly mentions about how the large portion sizes in America contribute to the obesity problems, and how um, the portion sizes in America are so huge compared to European countries, and they don't have the obesity issues that we do. And so, if Americans continue to sport the large portion sizes, there's no way those large corporations are going to stop, because it means more money for them. So the only way for us to beat obesity in America's food corporations is with the healthier lifestyles, which we can teach with those treatment programs.